Hey guys, Old Guy Gaming here, back again with another MTG Arena video, and today we're going to be doing rotation-proof Feather. So, I need to go in really briefly. Feather and I have a deep, dark history, to say the least. I want this deck to work. I want this deck to work for me. I like Feather as a card, and I like the mechanics that she brings to the table. However, for whatever reason, this deck and I do not get along, as much as I've tried to make it work. In my genuine, honest opinion, Feather requires God's Willing to be in your hand before you can even cast her. Otherwise, it is basically a Boros aggro deck, but it doesn't have all the pieces that it needs to be a full Boros aggro deck for all of the instances that you're putting in the deck to try to keep reiterating them from Feather's abilities. So as much as I want to make this work, it never works well for me. And I recognize that this deck is a tier 1.5, tier 2 kind of deck. Really good. Seeing some play on the tournament scene, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't work for me. I want it to work, but we're going to give it another try. So trying to make this rotation proof, the deck loses a couple of things. It loses a couple of dual lands that it can't use anymore, and it definitely loses Adanto's Vanguard, and what's the other one? Reckless Rage. It loses. So let's kind of get into it. So let's, in case you've never seen the deck before, the deck is centered specifically around Feather the Redeemed. Fantastic card, first of all. 2 white, 1 red for a 3/4 flyer. If I would stop there, I would say that that is a great card. However, her ability says, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, targets a creature you control, exile that card and put it into the graveyard as it instead of putting it into the graveyard as it resolves. If you do, return it to your hand. So basically, you cast instants, they exile, they come back to your hand in an endless loop. It's pretty scary whenever you get it going off. The problem comes in is the minute that Feather hits the table, she is an instant target for every spell in the world to try to get her off the board, which is why you need something like God's Willing. Post-rotation, there is another spell that also makes things indestructible for whatever, that is also rotating out. So this, at the moment, is the only good choice that I am aware of to protect her, which basically gives her protection from a color until end of turn, and then you scry. And again, because it's an instant and targets her, you can keep that on a continuous loop and keep her protected. So the deck is basically then filled with a bunch of instant spells and creatures to kind of capitalize on that. So let's kind of get into that. Defiant Strike, target creature gains +1/+0 at end of turn and draw a card. It's a good draw mechanic. Again, if you're using Feather, it's drawing a card every additional turn. Gird for Battle is also in there. Gives +1/+1 counters, specifically for 10th District Legionnaire, which we'll get there later on. Just makes your creatures bigger and bigger. God's Willing, we've already kind of discussed. Target creature gains protection from a color. Doesn't work so well whenever you have colorless planeswalkers, for example, like Ugin, or what am I thinking? A Karn, for example, that doesn't have a color to protect from. Shock is in here. Again, it's an instant that can continuously come out if you target yourself. So you'll find weird situations where 10th District Legionnaire is like a 5/5. You can actually shock your own creature and then make it bigger. You'll see. It'll come up. Dreadhorde Arcanist allows you to go fish for other ones. This is one always feels counterintuitive to me in this deck, but I guess it's a good early turn threat. Basically, it's a 1/3 with trample. Whenever it attacks, you may cast target instant spell or sorcery with a converted mana cost equal to or less than his power from your graveyard, and then exile it at the end of the turn. So those cards can't be used by Feather after the fact. But it is a good way to get you started early. One of the things I replaced Reckless Rage with was Gaya's Greeting. I like the idea that it is an instant and that it does 3 damage and then allows you to scry, kind of help you fish for some of the cards that you need. My replacement for Adanto's Vanguard, not exactly the best, but because you're in Boros colors, I thought, and we're already running a Legion Warboss later on, that I like the idea of the chaining mentoring mechanics, at least to try to make it like a Boros aggro deck. 10th District Legionnaire we've already talked about briefly, but he is a 2/2 with haste, and whenever you cast a spell that targets 10th District Legionnaire, you put a +1/+1 counter on it and then scry. So you get things like Gird for Battle, which will put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then an additional one due to his ability. It's actually really kind of scary. We're going to run 2 Gideon Blackblades. That basically he's 3 casting cost, 4 loyalty planeswalker. He's a 4/4 creature on your turn that is indestructible and still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. For his +1, another one of your creatures either gains Vigilance, Lifelink, or Indestructible at the end of turn, and his -6 is pretty nasty. You can exile a non-land permanent. Legion Warboss is also in here. 2/2 Mentor. At the beginning of your combat, create a 1/1 red Goblin creature token that has to attack the next turn, so they just kind of build up all these the mentoring mechanics between here and the Boros Challenger. We've already obviously discussed Feather, and then the mana base. 7 plains, 7 mountain. You'll take note that I'm using my unmountains and unplains. Sacred Foundry, we're going to end up with this one, and then since unless we see more dual lands come out of Throne of Eldraine, the temples are going to be it. So it does come into play tapped. However, you do get to scry once you put it into play. So that is the deck. So let's go play some games with it. And here we go. If you're having any fun with a Feather deck, let me know in the comments down below what deck you're running, especially post-rotation. Like, subscribe while you're there. Always helpful for the channel. We do have an end-of-the-year goal of 1,000 subscribers. I think we might get there. All right, here we go. First game. Against Mummin 717. Dig the Ajani's. I'm alright with that. Okay, so not a good start. Not a good start not having both colors. So we are going to go ahead and mulligan this. As much as, I mean, you could probably stick it out for Dreadhorde Arcanist. I just don't like not having access to both colors. And oh look, we get that again. On the play, I'm a little bit further. I'm going to keep this and regret it. Yeah, I guess I'm going to drop a God's Willing. That is painful, to say the least. It's what this deck always does to me. I feel like it just doesn't want me to like it. I don't know why. I want to like it. So we will say hello and good game, like a gentleman. I think if nothing else, we get the Dreadhorde Arcanist out. But not having the white mana is already scaring me. Ooh, this looks like a good Selesnya deck. Hero of Precinct 1. That's a big negative right there. So good. I was going to say, we need that plains. Excellent. Now the upside is, well, we need to get a token on him to get him up there. Knight of Autumn. Interesting. I was going to say, I thought he would go with that. So we're going to hold, because we're going to then gird for battle and get these guys bigger. Woodland Champion saw a lot of this in the... ooh, now we got a second white source. I wonder what he'll do. Saw a lot of the Woodland Champion in the event for Zendikar. I'm kind of curious as to how he handles this. Sure, because we're going to kill the Knight of Autumn before he gets a chance to attack. Or not a chance to block. Ooh, and he took all of that. Now the upside, of course, here is that you can actually pump up Boros Mentor and actually make the Arcanist even bigger. Whatever he just did was worth it. Seraph of the Scales. Interesting choice because he doesn't have the black mana to make it... Yeah, let's go for that. He doesn't have the black mana to make it bigger... Or I'm sorry, not bigger. It doesn't have the black mana to... we'll decline that. Doesn't have the black mana to make it Death Touch. So he's either going to block with it or he's going to take a whole bunch of damage. So he is going to go ahead and block with it. He's going to double block. I'm going to say I'm going to kill them both, so it doesn't matter really. Oh, Raska, how I'm gonna miss you. So, yep, we are going to lose. Would have been so nice to hang on till the God's willing. That's what I should have done. That was my mistake, and now I am going to pay for it. So I'm actually going to... Yep, because I actually want to draw the card. Oh, 2 God's willing. Look at that. Just... Should have held on to 1 white mana just for that purpose. Who knew he was going to run that? Oh. We had such a good start. Such a good start.
Sacrifices must be made from time to time.
You know, since I assumed he would have sacrificed one of the 1/1 flyers. The upside is if I get a feather... Ooh, Corpse Knight. Good. This is a good deck. I like this build. Dreadhorde Arcanist. No feather to be seen. And we'll make that black so that he's... Oh, and there's feather. So that he sacrificed her for nothing. Tristani. Yep, I can see where this is going. Question is feather going to be enough? Yeah, looks like I'm going to take that on the chin. So we will go feather. We do have the combo now, the Feather of the God's Willing combo. Everything over there that scares me. What could I put on there? Gird for battle might be nice. Yeah, let's go for that. No, let's hold. We're going to hold 1 turn. That's getting annoying. Ooh. What a cool deck idea. What I need is some spells. I'll block that, sure. Not what I needed. I needed spells. That's good. This is going to be painful. I think he's got more than enough to kill me. We got it so late. Yeah, unfortunately. I could have settled the wreckage. I'm just saying. I don't, but I could. Can't discount the possibility that I might. I assume this is boost all your creatures at March of the Multitudes. Very nice. This was definitely built for this event. Holy cow. If I'm going to go, what a way to go. Corpse Knight for the win. Look at that. Alright, I'll give him credit. That was super cool. If I'm going to lose, that's a cool way to lose. Alright, let's try to get a win in with this feather deck. Like I said, I'm not trying to be down on the deck. I'm normally a very positive person. I swear. But me and this deck do not get along. I don't know what it is. It's not that I don't want it to work. I like the card. I like the idea of the entire deck. But for whatever reason, Feather just... She's not that into me. That's what this is really trying to say. Oh, what is this with no... In my warm-up games, this did not happen. But of course, I've got, look, no mana that you could possibly use. Thanks, Arena. Yeah, at least we got double on it. So let's keep that. What do we drop? I'll drop the Defiant Strike for the moment. Thanks, Arena. That was lovely. I don't understand why this game is still going. He's timed out twice. He's out of timeouts. Okay, yeah, and there it ends. I was kind of curious, like, what happened there. Timeout wins don't count in my book. You'll see it on the video for very, very briefly, but sure. I mean, they count for XP. Am I right? At least I got something out of it. That's why, like, it's entirely fine for me. Like, okay, if they're going to time out, I'll stick it out just to get the XP for my weekly wins. And it always feels dirty to win a game that way, but I don't know. He clearly wasn't roping me. He must have had some sort of connection issue or something like that. Distinguished Geist. I like it. I also like having mana of both colors. Say hello, good game. Like a gem. Ooh, a diagraph. Ooh, a man after my own heart. Is this a zombie deck? Can this be a zombie deck? Can this please be a zombie deck? Oh, no. Well, maybe. It still might be. It still could be. An interesting zombie deck, to say the least. Rabid Bite. Never got the opportunity to get the Gird for battle on it. Damn. Okay. Lightning Strike. Ah, Shock. So much Sprint. What is this deck? What fresh hell is this? And before he gets super squirrely. Rotting Registrar. Definitely a man after my own heart. Let's kill one of those. Yeah, I will feed... This is the upside with having, like, Legion Warboss and Rotting Registrar. I'll just keep feeding him goblins. So, like, it's cool that he's got that and all, but I'll just start feeding Reggie a goblin to turn. I think he's thinking that, too. He's like, huh, I need to keep back. Please be thinking that. He is thinking that. So no, I want to keep enough back to deal with the Regisaur. Yeah, no, I'm going to hold that. Are you sure about that? Because you're going to draw that card, and then Rotting Register is going to make you discard that. You meant to do that after that happened? Yeah, you got to read that card sometime. That is... Yeah, he just realized what he did. Yeah, I was going to say, Rodney Register is one of my favorite cards. I absolutely love that card. You need to expect the fact that you're going to be playing with nothing in your hand. I mean, you just need to accept that as a possibility. All right, let's see if we can get at least one game of the deck showing what it's supposed to do, because this is what I mean. Like, so the last couple of the games have been mostly, it's a Boros aggro deck with a combo if you can get it off. And I guess if you play it in that route, I guess it's okay. Hey, at least I got mana in my color. Oh, we'll keep that. We'll scry and see what we got. Gird for battle? Sure, I'll take that. So I am willing to pay the 2 life to get the Boros Challenger down. Ooh, this always concerns me when I see black blue at the same time, because Thought Erasure is right behind. Legion Warboss would be my guess. God's willing if he were smart. But I'm going to guess he's going to say Legion Warboss. He is debating it. He at least is putting some thought into it. If he were wise, God's willing is what I would drop out of this deck, because it is a key piece, and that's exactly what he did. See? Good job. I will give him full credit for that. Now I need a mana to get... Oh, you damned dirty ape. You didn't do what I wanted you to do. I needed mana to get the Legion Warboss out. That's a quote from the old Planet of the Apes, in case anyone's wondering. Charlton Heston, the Statue of Liberty at the end of the scene. If you haven't seen the old classic Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes, where the full Planet of the Apes mask, like the whole, yeah, it was so good. Like, you should just check it out. Like, I don't know why I'm describing a classic movie. If you haven't seen the old original Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes, what are you doing? Ooh, was that a time wipe? Time wipe, he says. So he's going to return all of my stuff to my hand. So let's not waste anything on anything. Let's just take out Narset. He's going to return them all to my hand anyway, so... So we'll take her out. He'll return everything to my hand next turn. That'll be fun. Oh, no, he's got a ways to go. He has a ways to go. Okay. And we'll kill that, because I don't want you to have that. Again, I'm not going to waste any spells on this guy at this point. Because I know what he's going to do. He's going to pull that off, and he's going to try to pull everything back to my hand. And we're waiting. He sees my entire hand. Yes, I am holding creatures back because I don't want you to... Teferi, what's up, my man? Pick one, because the other one's going to punch you in the face. So, let's go kill a Teferi. Here, I'll influence him to cast that and bring everything back. How's that sound? Hi, kitty. I know. I know. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He's like, yeah, I can make him bounce all those back, but he's just... Narset again? Okay. Probably looking for a Kaya's Wrath is really what he's looking for. Thought Erasure. Legion Warboss probably at this point. Yep, I was going to say, that's fine. I mean, I kind of thought you were going to do that earlier, so... Fate. No mana. Can't help but notice that there's no mana coming out of this.
I have reached my limit.
Me too. At some point in time, he's going to pull the trigger on that spell. Otherwise, he's going to do something. We're waiting, control player. Hostage taker. Interesting choice. Hold on, before that happens, allow me. Allow me to prevent you from doing that. Oh, neato. Okay. There she is. Can't help but notice no mana. It'd be interesting if he casts that now because Boros Challenger would come back to my hand. I hope he realizes that. Come on, control player. What are you doing to me? Oh my goodness. No mana at all. Nope. I will wait. How many turns is this? I've got to go back and count. When I'm in the editing process, I'm going to count how many turns this is. I swear we had these two mana at our beginning of the turn, and we've not pulled a single mana since. He's already got, what? 6, 7 mana in play. I have 3. Not that I need more than 3, but it would be nice when he bounces everything back to everyone's hand. He doesn't really have the mana to pump that up. He can't mentor it. No real benefit to it. Really? Sure. What's to say? Worst case scenario, that's going to put it above any damage that he can do to it. Ugh. Alright, this game has gotten boring. And I like to see a good one before we go out. I'm done. I will concede that eventually he is going to ping me away with stealing my own creatures. Let's go on and try to get one more before this one's over. Seal away. I am not... Am I going to miss that card? No, because I think it's a good card. It's just an interesting combination of control. Must have control. This is okay. What do we got? Oh, Gideon. Gideon will be nice. We're going to go with the 10th District Legionnaire right off the bat. We're looking at Is It colors to start off with. Oh, no. Now we're looking. Okay. Okay. So. Sure. I'm anticipating elementals. Risen Reef, probably. Yep, I was going to say, here we go. What we want is a feather. No, I don't need any more mana.
Gideon Jur, a At your service.
I just wish targeting the 10th District Legionnaire would be enough to trigger its ability. I'm gonna say, so he's gonna go in for 2 damage right there. Again, always not leaving the God's Willing open when I need it.
I believe in you.
Interesting. That means in my mind that he has another one already. So he was willing to give up Omnath because he already has another one.
In this land, we are all connected.
Yeah, about that.
Rise, my elemental friend.
You can, if you wish, attack with that. I will make you pay for it. I think I'm going to make you pay for it no matter what. I love killing land with shocks. It's amazing. So, let's go... Oh, I meant to use his ability. We're going to definitely kill her. Because we are going to pay for the shock. Absolutely. To make sure that she dies.
Endure.
Another day.
And there goes Nissa. Excuse me. I mowed the grass today, so all the remaining pollen for the rest of the year has come up. Hydroid Crasis, lovely. For what? 2? 3. Okay. This should be interesting. So we're going to make that indestructible. No, I'm going to decline. I've got bigger fish to fry. Exactly. Besides, now he's at the point he has enough loyalty built up that anything he puts on the board I can just take off. Another Hydroid Crisis. Okay, let's do this again. 3/3 once again. He's doing it mostly to gain the life. I get that. Indestructible. Decline once again. Oh, that's only a creature. That's only a creature. Oh, no. That is not cool. Hey, mass manipulation to my Gideon. That's not cool. Guess I'm going to have to cast another. That is totally not cool. No, sir, because I'm going to keep God's Willing on board. Because he's going to go ahead and sacrifice 6 off of his Gideon to lose it. To kill my Feather, and I am going to God's Willing it from white. As predicted. And we will choose white. And say, no, sir. Thank you for sacrificing my Gideon back to where it belongs. Appreciate it. Chandra, cool. She can't even do the -3. Can't even do the -3, Chandra. Because it's not going to kill everything. You young lady are dead. You might as well just give me the emblem. Might as well just give me the emblem. Ugh. Was willing to lose that. Interesting choice.
I will defend the weak at every opportunity. Prepare for battle.
Yep. I want her to die.
I'm sorry, friend.
Sure, why not? Since you made me lose Feather, darn it. I'll make you lose that. Another Nissa. Oh my goodness. This is going to be a long one. Llanowar. Look, a land.
Behold, nature's true power.
Sure.
Do not frighten me.
Where's Feather when you need her?
I will lend you my strength.
One of them is getting through. Sure. I like the idea of drawing the card at least. Thanks. Bye, Nissa.
Underestimate my fortitude. Rest.
Let's drop that land, please. Thank you. I was going to say, I have no idea how I'm getting through him at this point. He's got enough mana. At some point in time, he's going to cast a Hydroid Crisis that's 8,000 to 1. Sure. Mass Manipulation. That's what he's going to do. Ooh, thankfully that went out. I'm going to say, that's what he's going to do that's going to drive me nuts. Not a Feather in the group, huh? I see how it is. No, I shall wait. Yeah, at some point in time, he's either going to Mass Manipulation or he's going to get a Hydroid Crisis that's so big I'm not going to be able to beat it. If I could continue to keep Feather on the board, that would have been nice. Feather with 2 God's Willings in your hand is basically like game over. Like, nothing's going to stop that. You need to have 3 ways to remove her off the board to get it into play. Yeah, about that. Alright, so this goes into my saying of how much This deck drives me bonkers. As much as I want this to work, it never does. So unless this is a feather that I draw, it's not, because it's a land. I know it's a land. So I'm going to give this one more turn. If I don't see a feather in the next turn, he's got this game. Because he's just going to sit here and start picking me off now. I want this deck to work. I really do. But me and this deck, we do not get along. How many have we seen? We're almost halfway through the deck. We have seen one feather. There are 4 in the deck. Sure, give him lifelink, or what do you give him?
Your light will cleave the darkness.
Vigilance. Oh, even better. Yep. So unless this is a feather, oh, that's okay. Whichever one he hits, I'll make sure. Oh, he's just gonna hit me personally. Okay, that's probably a good call. He knows I have a God willing. Yeah, no, this game is basically over. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to go ahead and concede and call it there. So, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Tell me what I am doing wrong. I know that other people are successful with this feather deck. I know that other people do well with it. We don't get along, this deck and I. I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure what my thought process is that's wrong for this deck. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it. Like and subscribe while you're there. It'd be super helpful. We're almost at our goal of 1,000 for the end of the year, and I'm really excited. I'm very humbled and thankful for all of those that have already subscribed. So until next video, guys, we shall see you in the arena. This video was brought to you in no small part by our patrons. If you would like to help out the channel, go to www.patreon.com/oldguygamingmtga, and thank you for your support.